Alright, welcome back everybody. This is part 15 of the Dark Souls All Bosses walkthrough. We are in the Tomb of the Giants. We just barely completed the Duke's Archives and beat Seath, and we are now here in the Tomb of the Giants. I hate this place. It sucks. As we know, this entire place is just dark. Yeah, it's impossible to see in front of you. Unless you have a skull lantern in your inventory, which has, it's a drop from necromancers who also don't respawn, so your chances of getting one, not great. Although I will say, I don't think I've ever done a playthrough where I haven't gotten a skull lantern, so, I don't know, maybe the chances are a little bit better than they may seem, but it still sucks that you have to basically spend a huge chunk of this area holding up this lamp or just trying to, slowly walk through the entire area. So here we've got Patches. This is the first time meeting him. Wait, hold on. I forgot. He asks if you're a cleric.
What are you doing in the catacombs?
We're going to say no because if we say yes, he will aggro at us later because he hates clerics. So he says, oh, there's treasure down here. If you've ever played a Souls game, you know what's coming. You know it's a trap. But we're going to do it anyway. So we're going to come over here to this rock. Cutscene's going to play where he kicks us down. The dialogue will be different here depending on if you say yes or no to being a cleric. So now we're down here in this pit. Now, if you remember from, I can't remember what episode it was. Oh, there's a skull lantern right there. So if you don't have one at this point, you can get one there. I forgot about that. From one of our earlier episodes when we were about to go to the catacombs, we talked to Petrus and his, clan of clerics or whatever. And they said that they were going to be heading out soon. Well, this is where they came. Is the Tomb of the Giants. I don't know why, I don't know what the lore is behind it, but we can find their maiden right here. And she says that there are two hollows ahead, and they were once her friends, but now they're hollow, and they're going to attack us. So we're going to come up here and get ready to fight. Guy's gonna try to heal. We're gonna... Oh, it didn't backstab. Cool. Alright, there's one down. And a second one down. We'll go back and tell her.
You banished it pains, I am certain that both thank you here.
And we get replenishment, miracle.
I am certain, thank you.
Alright, before we head out, we can come up this hill right here. Be forewarned, these one of the enemies in this area, I don't know what it's called. It's like a tower, skeleton tower or something, I don't know. But as we come up and grab this item, a bunch of them are going to spawn right behind us. These guys aren't too bad. They're more of just a nuisance than anything. Alright, now we'll make our way out. There's a ladder up here for us to climb. A couple more of these towers. Ouch. Too close, too close. Did we bonk off the wall and not hit it? Apparently, that's dumb. Alright, now we're at the ladder. We can climb up. Illusory wall right here. Be careful because there is an edge right in front of it. Alright, and then as we head back this way, this is where the bonfire is. So now we made it back to where Patches is, and we're going to be very angry at him.
Well, did you please? You know what I mean. You and me.
Now you have the option to forgive him or not. We're going to say yes, we'll forgive him. Because this turns him into a vendor. He'll go back to Firelink Shrine.
Did you please? You know.
Alright. Now before we continue on through the rest of the level, we're actually going to go backwards. When we beat Pinwheel, I just wanted to speed past everything to get this bonfire and, you know, end that episode. Since this is a bonfire that you're able to teleport to. Back here are some of the giant skeletons that we passed earlier. And also down here is an ember. However, to get this ember, it is in a freaking disgusting pit of awfulness. There are about 5 or 6 giant skeletons in here that you have to get past, and the ember is clear back there at the end. So we're gonna risk it for the biscuit. We're gonna get this bad boy. Do our best dodging possible. Grab the ember. Ouch, and we're dead. Yep. Yeah, absolutely just sucks. But we got the Divine Ember. We didn't have that many souls anyway, so big whoop. I'm not going to go back for him. Not worth it. But yeah, that room is just horrible. Oh, I didn't rest at that on fire. That's alright. Always forget that's a thing in Dark Souls. And we'll make sure to rest here. Alright, back up the ladder we go. A couple more things that we can grab over here. That large Divine Ember is very important to get if you're going for all achievements. Because to get max upgrade on Divine weapons, you need that Ember. So if you're going for that, or if you just want to go for a good divine weapon, then, you know, still just as important. Alright, this giant skeleton back here is going to keep shooting us, or maybe not. Oh, yep, there it is. Alright, up this ladder, you'll see the item right there. We can't just, like, jump off and grab it here, but we can get to the top. And now drop down. And then drop down again. Yeah, back up the ladder we go. Some more giant skeletons to deal with. Ouch, the kick. Nice. Alright. Ladder up here. Another one right here. Then we can drop down to this item that we just saw. 3 Eyes of Death. So if you hadn't joined the Nito Covenant already, because you're not getting any drops from basilisks, that's a guaranteed opportunity for you to get Eyes of Death and join. If you need a reference to what I'm talking about, you can go check out my Catacombs episode of this walkthrough to show how to join that covenant. Alright, and then as we come up this hill, another item. You'll see right down there is Pinwheel's room. So we've made it all the way back to the top. We've got a couple more items we can grab while we're up here, though, so we'll continue on before we teleport back to the bonfire. Alright. Nothing over here. Slide down the coffin. No kickies. Nope. Alright, down this one now. Oh, we almost just walked straight off the edge. Ouch. Uh-oh. Don't kill me. Alright, and that should be it. Oh, except for that item. I forgot about that one. Oh, well. Yeah, to get that one, you just have to, like, kind of slide to the side of the coffin. That's all it really takes. So, if you want to go for it, by all means. But definitely nothing important enough to for me to go for it. Alright. Now we can continue on through the rest of the level, which, all things considered, the level's pretty tame up to this point. Moving forward, this is where it really starts to suck because of one enemy in particular. I don't know the actual name of it, but it's basically like a skeleton dog. You can hear its breathing. These things do just insane damage. They have a ton of health, and it's just like it's impossible to predict what they're gonna do. They are just the worst. So you can see right here. There's a lot of enemies in Dark Souls that I say I hate, and they're like my least favorite to fight. This is without a doubt the worst. See, oh, we are so lucky that we got pushed into that wall like that, because this is what can happen instead. Roll away, for Pete's sake. Oh, they suck. I always just run past this guy. Come on, roll away, roll away. I'm almost gonna, see, it's just like, you just don't know what's gonna happen. Alright, got him down. On run backs to the boss, I 100% just run past that guy. But just wanted to showcase how horrible they are. Alright, a whole lot of nothing over here. You'll see that fog wall up there. That's where we're gonna be going next. Now, if you've played this game enough, you can memorize like a path of where to go. It's where you're not having to hold up this lantern the whole time. We're going to try to just squeeze past that dog. There is a Black Knight here, glaive version. We're going to try to get him in a better spot where he's a little bit easier to fight. I didn't honestly know that he aggroed from that far away because he's technically down underneath. Ouch. Very cool. No backstab. Awesome. That giant skeleton's still sniping us. Alright, Black Knight down. Let's see if he gets... Yes, we got it! The Black Knight Halberd! Again, that weapon, if you can kill the one in Dark Root Garden and he happens to drop it, insanely good early game weapon. Alright. Same thing as before. Gonna skirt past this dog. Try to get to this guy. Alrighty. Another dog here. There's so many of these stupid dogs. They suck so bad. Come on, do something. Cool. Great hitbox. Whoop. Alright, whatever. Oh, it followed us! That's scary. Oh. See, that attack usually just kills me. Nice trap behind the pillar. You can maybe take advantage of this. Absolutely. Nice. Awesome. He was in perfect position there. Alright. If we come back here, there's another bonfire. Although, I'll be honest, I like never use this one ever. Wait, no, sorry, not another bonfire. There's a item back here. I don't know what I was saying. There's the bonfire we're looking for. I was like, I know there's one over here. Alright, dog above us. We're just going to ignore him. Over here. Alright, I'm going to go down to the next level. Got another dog here. We're going to try to take care of the skeleton first. Ouch. Perfect. Nope. Oh, that's the attack. Ugh. And for whatever reason, it just gets rid of all of your stamina. Die. Gosh, I hate these things so bad. Maybe I'll show if we died in Nito. But one skip you can do, you can see that item up there, and it skips a good portion of this whole area. So you can just run and jump up this little slope here to get up there. Makes the run back to the boss much easier. So again, if we die a little bit later on, I'll show you how to do that. So down here is where the Black Knight usually is. I think, no, it's up where we got that effigy shield. But yeah, there is a bonfire down here. But like I said, I usually don't like using this one because you still have to run past the dog, which is planted right here, like in a horrible position. So I usually don't use that one. I just go back to the one from before. But you do you. If that's something that you like better, by all means. There's still a few dogs hanging around. You can hear their panting. This one aggroed. Oh, there's multiple here. We're going to see if we can just skirt past them. Very nice. Because there's no way I'm fighting multiple of those things at once. Absolutely not. Alright. Okay, got a ladder here that we're able to go down. Alright, we've now made it into a lighter area. So there is an item up there, somewhat, that's good to get. You know what? Actually, I'm gonna show you the skip, because Nito's not that hard of a boss. I don't know if we'll end up dying. Now that I've said that, we'll definitely die, because, you know, karma. But typically there's an item up there that you have to get like past those dogs for. But again, miserable experience. I don't want to do that. So I will show you the skip instead that I was talking about. Alright, yep, so just right here. Gonna run. Oof, didn't make it. Here we go. Perfect. Okay. As you pick up this item, be forewarned, there's going to be a bunch of those like skeleton towers that pop up around you. Get the covetous silver serpent ring from here, though. Which, if you've played other Souls games, you know that gives you more souls for each enemy that you kill, including bosses. So if you're looking for best income of souls possible, that is the ring for you. Alright. Now from here we're able to just, again, if you're doing this skip as you run back to Nito, you just drop down right here, drop down here, and you're at the ladder. Okay. We now put our skull lantern away. We are done with the pitch black area. Hallelujah. If you look out to the left, you will see Ash Lake, which is a video that I didn't show off in Blighttown. Maybe I'll do a little portion of that when we go down to the Demon Ruins to show you how you can get there. But when you do it before you get the Lord Vessel, it is just miserable to get out of. So that's the reason why. We are not human right now, so Paladin Leroy is not invading us. If you are human, he'll invade you. He'll spawn like right down there towards the edge. Towards the water, but we're going to continue on towards Nito. Alright, so you can get a hit in on these guys. There's going to be a few of them popping up as you're walking over here. You can get a hit on them as they're spawning in. And just like that, you know, be able to get them in 2 hits. It's going to disappear. Oh, we're going to kick off the edge. I saw that right as it was happening. I was like, oh boy. We're dead. Oh, man. Actually, you know what? I'm going to take this opportunity to become human and kindle this bonfire a little bit more as well. I think we're going to need 4. So let me take care of that real quick so we can get invaded and also get our max Estus. Now we're ready. This also gives me the opportunity to show you exactly what that run back looks like. Alright, so we're just gonna hug this wall as we're moving forward. Get ready to dodge the dog. Here. Perfect. Run over here. That. And there you go. That's the run back. Not the easiest run back by any means, but there's definitely worse ones, and you will see that in the next episode. Alright. Oh, I forgot there's a crystal lizard here, too. I know, Leroy. Give me a second. Oh, no. Come on. Get him. Nice. We got him. 2 twinklings and 2 white titanite. Very nice. Alright. Bring it on, Leroy. You and your giant hammer. Oops. Wrong button. Oh, my goodness. That's a lot of damage. I am so sorry, Leroy. That was not even fair. Oh, man. Hopefully we're doing that kind of damage to Nito here in a second. Alright, so there's the Leroy invasion. Right, this time we are not going to get kicked off the edge. I'm annoyed that I just even forgot that that giant skeleton was there in the first place, but what are you going to do? That's what Dark Souls is all about, learning from your mistakes. This guy's gonna disappear. We're gonna run and not get kicked. Go for the sword guy first. Okay, we did get kicked, but not off the edge. Alright. This is the final room before Nito. And you'll see in this room there are like 20 pinwheels. They're just all over the place. Usually they're pretty easy to run past if you are running back to the boss. But we're gonna go ahead and... Oh no, 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 no! Get out of here! Skeleton babies! These guys, these little skeleton babies will spawn out of this pool of water area. And, yeah, they're terrifying. They can spread toxic. However, if you are farming for humanity, oh man, these guys freaking deliver. Alright, we're just gonna... Oh, they're coming from over here too! Alright, just get over here. Let's plunge attack this boy. Boom. Ouch. Alright. Watch out for the skeleton babies. Alright, this should be it for the pinwheels. Where's that item that I saw? Am I crazy? Didn't I see an item? Ah, right there. Full. Now, if you don't go down in the water at all, these guys won't spawn. So, don't be a doofus like me and fall down into there. Alright, there is Nito's fog wall. We're not going to go in quite yet. Got a couple of items that we can pick up here. White Titanite slab. That is going to be required for specific weapon upgrades to get it all the way. I can't remember what white applies to. It might be crystal infusions. I'm not sure. I did all the achievements for this game a long time ago. And although it's not as much torture as Dark Souls 3, it still kind of sucks. Oh, there's a humanity right here. Oh, never mind. White Titanite chunk. Weird. No, but like I said, those skeleton babies, great source for humanity if you need to farm them. Alright, we are ready for Nito. Go ahead and drink some Estus, because one thing that sucks about Nito is you have to take fall damage no matter what as you enter the boss arena. Really stupid. But as we drop down here, cutscene will play where he wakes up. The gimmick of this fight is Nito has a bunch of skeletons at his employ, and there's no necromancer attached to them. They're attached to Nito, so you need to kill Nito for them to stop like resuscitating. Now, with that, there are also a couple of giant skeletons in the arena. However, if you don't go far enough in the arena, they won't aggro. So my strategy is kind of to just stick around the beginning of this arena and not really move far in. He's always going to start with a scream attack. Watch for him to stab down. Oh, we missed it anyway. And gosh, no, too early. Man, gotta remember this timing. We're gonna get toxic. Alright, so killing these skeletons, but like I said, they're gonna revive. So it's a very short victory. Nito is extremely slow. And his attacks are fairly predictable. So fighting him on his own, not a big deal. Really, like, the biggest fight is just trying to not get ganged up on by these skeletons. So like I said, we just want to stick around here at the beginning of the area. Okay, here's one of his attacks. This is a big old AoE. And when he's doing it, just run as far away as you can. Now, Nito is able to hit his own skeletons, so sometimes he'll do our dirty work for us. Alright, there's the AoE again. And stabbies. Ouch. Woo! That stabbing in the ground attack, that is the spell that we got from him from joining his covenant earlier. So if you're like, whoa, that's cool, I want that. Well, you gotta join the covenant to get it. Nice, he's not doing his AoE a lot. That can be one of the pains of this fight, is if Nito's just doing his AoE over and over again. But pretty good RNG that time. Took him down, no problem. Still had plenty of Estus left. And there is our third Lord Soul. So as you come over here, you can see this is the broken down remains of a couple of giant skeletons. So that's why I like to stay over there, so we don't have to deal with these guys. Because, man, they can make this fight just an absolute pain. And here is Nito's coffin, where we prayed to earlier for the Covenant. This is where you get teleported from. And we got a bonfire. Okay, well, there we go. Tomb of the Giants, complete. Like I said, I really don't like this area. It just kind of sucks to traverse through. I do think Nito is at least a somewhat fun challenge. Really cool. He's one of the coolest designed bosses ever in all of gaming. I just wish his fight was a little bit more exciting. And especially like after all that freaking run back of this area, just kind of sucks. But we made it through. The latter half of this game is definitely where things start to fall short because Dark Souls 1 is infamous for being rushed development for the latter half of it. So it's like 75% of the game is just so good, and then this last portion it just feels like it's lacking a lot of things. And that is very prevalent in the next area that we'll be going to, which is the Demon Ruins and Lost Izalith. Very, very infamous for being rushed and just a whole bunch of mess of things. But yeah, so if you found yourself watching this video, I appreciate you stopping by. As always, liking and subscribing goes a long way. So if you can do it, I would really, really appreciate it. But yeah, so that's it for this episode. If you are continuing on this journey with me, we'll see you next episode in the Demon Ruins.